I
I need
guess.
to talk to you. You're the one that was on Vectera, right? You flew in on the, Frontier.
I have a different ship now, but yeah, that's accurate.
Excellent. So glad I caught you. Tommy Bitlow, SSNN research intern. Word is the Frontier was involved in an attack? It's true, right? You saw some real action?
The Crimson Fleet attacked us, if that's what you mean by action.
This is great. Great! My boss, Nadia Mufaz, would kill to talk to you. An actual eyewitness! There's credits in it for credible, newsworthy information.
Yeah, I could use the money.
And easy money, too. Just go to the SSNN building. It's not far. Keep it up, Tommy. You're killing it.
Is he talking to me? Because my name's Tom. Actually, your intern asked me to do an interview. For you.
Tommy? Tommy did something useful? So you must be the captain of the... Frontier? Rumor is there was a firefight at a mining installation. I'm interested only in primary sources. So things you've seen and or done that are newsworthy. No hearsay. So, what do you got for me?
Okay, so we've got a couple options here. I could lie and maybe embellish it a bit. The Crimson Fleet attacked an Argos mining facility on Vectera.
Looks like some Crimson Fleet brainiac figured out it's easier to hit stationary targets than dogfighting in the field.
Something like that.
And you are an eyewitness with the courtesy to find us instead of being chased down. Refreshing. So what were the pirates doing there? It's not their usual MO.
We were mining beryllium, iron, some rare materials. Easy credits for them, I suppose.
Rare minerals, you say? That would be worth the price of admission. So what's your role in all this? Part of a tour group?
I ran the whole dig. Supervisor Simpsy at your service.
I'd tip my hat, but I seem to have misplaced it. Your people pulled a hell of a thing off. So we've covered the basics. How about any harrowing tales of daring do? How'd a bunch of miners triumph?
Just spreading fake news, alright. I killed the whole lot of them, single-handedly.
By yourself? Uh-huh. We deal with fact, not fiction here. So try again.
Okay, she didn't believe me. I took point on defense with my handy mining laser.
Are those things rated for bad guys? This is a good local story. Plucky miners band together and punch above their weight. If you ever get more stories like this, drop by. And take this to cover any incidentals, or other creative ways to pad out an expense report.
Okay.
My source is back. Here to report anything else?
What stories are you working on right now?
I'm working on an investigative piece about some of the businesses in the well right now. Trying to get a handle on how things are in that part of the city. I'm not sure the story will get off the ground, though. I asked the higher-ups if I could go down there for some interviews, but they said it's too dangerous. They'd probably be all for it if David asked.
Okay, so this might be a part of the city we haven't gone to. I'll be willing to do the interviews for you.
Would you really? I'd owe you big time if you did. You've been a huge help on my other stories. I'm sure you'd do great.
Consider it done.
Great. I had 3 interviewees in mind. Theresa Mason, the owner of Kay's house, Henrik Zoran at Apex Electronics, and Nurse O'Shea from the Med Bay. You don't need to ask too many tough questions. I just want to read on how their businesses are doing, and how things are in the well. I really can't thank you enough. You have another story for me?
What's David Barron really like?
Dear Lord, everyone wants to know about Baron. He's a smart guy. He cares about what he's reporting. He's way too damn cozy with the UC, and that's a problem for us staying impartial. My biggest beef with him is he's credited with everything he reports, and he doesn't lift a finger to correct that impression.
How's working at SSNN?
We're short-staffed, overworked, and trying to report on a million things at once. Not to mention there's a constant battle with the powers that be to maintain our journalistic principles. So, things are just swell.
Okay.
I have a feeling we'll see each other again.
Let's go talk to... This must be the
Everyone's
nurse.
welcome. No shortage of hungry mouths to feed around here. Keeps us on our toes. Nothing else?
I'm with SSNN. I'd like to ask you some questions about your business, if that's okay. How you doing?
Absolutely. I'm sure my mom would be proud to have the place featured in an article. What's up?
How are things here in the well?
Same as ever. I've lived in the well my whole life, and things have never really changed. The UC government promises to clean the place up every couple years, but there's still just as much crime and poverty as there was when I was a kid. That's why Kay's house is so important. It's the one place people in the well feel safe. Be sure to put that in the article, okay? I'm really proud of it.
How's business?
Business is steady, as usual. We don't tolerate violence or disrespect, so a lot of folks like to spend time here. The only thing that's worrying me is a new group of customers I've seen hanging around lately. They've been watching the UC surplus store pretty closely. I have a bad feeling they might be planning something. Kay's house has a reputation as a safe place. I don't want to be associated with that kind of thing.
I'll look into it.
Honestly, I'd really appreciate that. I'd feel terrible if something happened and I hadn't done anything to try to stop it. Why don't you come by when you have some spare time, and we'll talk it out.
Oh god, we're getting more missions just going down here. Will you tell me more about yourself?
Yeah, sure thing. I'm Theresa Mason, and this is my home. My mom's the Kay who founded Kay's house. I grew up here along with the business. My mom passed the place on to me when she decided to retire. Running it is my pride and joy. I've put everything I have into it.
I think that's enough. I should be going now.
Great. Let me know when the article comes out, will you?
Will do.
I'd like to read it.
Lovely talking to you.
See a fresh face
If you
around
haven't, make sure you say hello to Mama.
Stop in whenever you.
Sure thing.
Alright, this must be the dock.
We're doing the best we can here. That's all we can ever do.
Hey, how you doing? I'd like to ask you some questions for an article.
A journalist? That's a surprise. Most people don't think anything that goes on in the well is worth writing about. I'd be happy to help if I can.
How are things in the med bay these days?
Things are always rough at the med bay. I'm the closest thing to a doctor that the well has, and I can't treat everyone. The last few weeks have been especially bad. There's some kind of infection going around, and a lot of kids down here are catching it.
That's no good.
It just breaks my heart to see.
I'll help you out with that.
Oh, you're sweet to offer. There might be something you can do, if you're willing. Let's chat again when you have some time to spare, all right?
Everyone we've interviewed has given us even more side quests. How are things in the well?
Things are always the same in the well. Violent and dangerous. I swear I treat more injuries here than I did when I was a Navy medic.
You're in the Navy. Will you tell me more about yourself?
Sure, if you'd like. My name's Talia. I was born and raised right here in the well. I've been the nurse here at the med bay for over a decade now. Once upon a time, I was a combat medic for the UC Navy. When the colony war ended, I came back to the well to put my skills to use for the people here.
Fair enough. I think that should be enough.
All right, dear. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Thanks, lady. I potentially could buy
3
some
gunshots this week alone.
supplies.
I guess we're no reliant.
Because Alexei up top on the higher ground, we've bought a lot of his meds, so just the med packs is always good. I found I don't tend to use heal paste. I rarely ever get dealt with melee injuries. I usually mow someone down before they close the distance on me. Okay, so we've got one more interview to conduct, and then we'll go back up and talk to the reporter. We might do some more above ground stuff before we even do quests down here. Okay.
No loitering, okay?
You must be Henrik.
I don't have the pick. Can't say I'll have what you need. But you're welcome to look.
Hey, how you doing? I got some questions for the paper.
A reporter? Fine, but I'm only talking basics. I don't like people snooping around my business.
Yeah, fair enough. How have things been here down of late?
How the hell do you think? Life's a mess down here. I'm not holding my breath for it to get any better.
Will you tell me more about yourself?
Name's Henrik. I own Apex Electronics. That's all I'm willing to say to some nosy reporter.
Fair enough. How are things down here at Apex Electronics?
Door's still open, isn't it? That's my idea of success. Sorry if you were hoping for something more flowery.
Snarky. That's enough, mate.
Great. Now why don't you help me out and buy something? I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Sure, I'll have a look.
Stocks,
What do you got
yep,
for sale?
You got it.
Alright, so what does this guy sort of have? Oh, he's got some digipicks, actually. Wow, only 35. Credits, we'll buy some of those. You can never have enough digipicks. Alright, let's get back up and report to Nadia.
Stop by anytime.
I finished those interviews for you.
Hey, that's great. Thanks so much. Did everything go all right?
Everything was fine.
Glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to reading through your notes. I can't thank you enough for helping me out. I'll send you a copy of the story if it gets published. There's nothing like seeing your name in print.
No worries. Wow, 2,500 credits. Yeah, I would really recommend doing missions. It's a good way to get credits rather than picking up miscellaneous junk. Alright.
Hope to see you again.